Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it appears that M. Night Shyamalan has rocked the boat with a lot of movie reviewers, and I figured I'd go ahead and add my review to the mix as well. So let's just go ahead and do a reaction and review of M. Night Shyamalan's Trap. Now, before I get started, just kind of disclaimer, I would say, a pretty good sized fan of M. Night Shyamalan. I like his style of telling stories, and I'll be honest with you, some have been a hit and some has been a miss for me. With this movie, before I watched it, I didn't watch no reviewers but on YouTube, but I saw their thumbnail, and I can tell some people really weren't too happy with this story. And I was wondering, I wonder why the whole time, right? So I went in like everybody else, wondering, all right, let's see what kind of story he tells. Now, when I go into stories, any kind of movie, I basically have a clean slate. I have no expectations on what I want it to be, right? I've kind of scaled down a lot in the last couple of years just to be bare minimum and hope for a good story. That's all I care about. So, by saying that, I'm going to go ahead and give my reaction first. My reaction is just to the point, short and sweet, to the point, let you know how I feel, and then I'll transition to a review, because review would be more longer format of what I think about this movie. So my quick reaction, it's not the best, to be honest with you. From a reaction point grade, bad, okay, good, and great, I give it okay. I barely made it to okay. So would I recommend it? If you're an M. Night Shyamalan fan like me, yes, I recommend it just to see what you would think, right? If you are an M. Night Shyamalan fan, a huge one like myself, what did you think about the movie? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Did you like the end of it? What did you think of it? Because I'm genuinely curious, because, you know, the other people on YouTube, they have opinions, which is fine, but I'm curious what the audience thinks of this movie. The regular folk, dare I say, what they think about this movie. But that's my general reaction. So let's just go ahead and change gears to the review of this movie. So with this movie, just get out of the gate, the trailer, right? The trailer shows you the plot, that the killer is in the concert. And I wondered why they did that already. I know it, you know, M. Night Shyamalan's not a dumb dude. He probably wanted that so people can expect that in the movie. But I wondered if they didn't do that in the trailer, would it have done better with the reaction of what I thought of this movie, if that makes sense. Whatever. But overall in this movie, it felt like it had two personalities. The first half was very slow, very, very slow. Most of it was in the first half was in the concert. It felt like, and I think it was intended to be like a Taylor Swift concert. So much, I think at one point I was like, is this made for Taylor Swift fans? I just didn't feel nothing into this movie at that point. At certain times I felt curious. I was like, oh, how in the heck is he going to get out of this one? How in the heck is he going to be able to get out of this concert? I'll be honest. At certain times, I was like, okay, I didn't. Oh, that's cool. You know, I was following along. I wasn't trying to expect what to happen. I was just letting him tell me the story, right? But the second half of the movie got better, I thought. That's when I really saw M. Night Shyamalan's fingerprint, his style, his method of making a movie his own. The first half didn't feel like an M. Night Shyamalan movie. It didn't. The sounds, the visuals, the everything just didn't feel like him. I don't know if he intentionally made it feel like two personalities. You know, he may have. I thought that maybe I read too much into the movie, because the character is, you know, he has his family and then he is a killer on the other end. So it's two different personalities. Maybe that was the purpose of this kind of one half this one, the other half different. But after they left the concert, I'm not going to go in spoilers, you don't have to worry. The second half really, that's when I started liking it. I started enjoying it. But even though I liked the second half, it really kind of didn't connect with me. Now, this might be a little bit of spoilers. The end. Everybody talks about how the end and how they're disappointed and they've been, ranting about this and this. I'm like, well, after I watched the ending, I'm like, oh, okay. I wasn't offended. I wasn't like, oh my God, this is the worst movie I ever saw. No, I didn't. I just like, okay, all right, this is it, and I went on. Spoiler alert, if you don't like nothing, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, there's a potential that it would be a sequel to this movie. And I don't think they will. M. Night Shyamalan's never really had sequels. Now, you might count and say, what about Split? What about Unbreakable? What about, those wouldn't plan to be a sequel. He just made those movies and he kind of eventually connected it, which is a phenomenal story, in my opinion. But with this one, it's not I wasn't offended by the story of what happened at the end. But to have, do I want a sequel to this movie? No. But if he does, what would I want? I would want him to go full blown, dump his whole personality, and give me a freaking M. Night Shyamalan movie. Don't have it. I want a complete movie of M. Night Shyamalan. And don't get me wrong, I'm not wanting a Sixth Sense movie. By no means. Everybody and their brother, oh, well, Sixth Sense, I knew what's going to happen. See, those are idiots, to be honest with you. Because I know they're like, well, he shouldn't have had the great movie first coming out. That's their opinion. Every movie he has is different. It's have a different vibe. It has a different feel. I get this. And I guess this movie is a different type of feeling, a different type of story. So he had to change it. And I think he said it took about 5.5 months to make it. I'll be very honest with you. If I was his friend and he was genuinely wanting to know my opinion, I probably would say, man, you should have waited about 7 to 8 months with the script. And maybe it was great, but the actors and stuff maybe didn't take it seriousness or what. But I thought the actors was great in it. His daughter was fantastic. She's a great singer and a fantastic actress. In the second half, you saw more of her, and I was like, dude, she's not good. She's good behind the camera and in front of the camera. I was very, very impressed by that. And I'm going to call it. I think if she keeps on doing this, she will have a career in Hollywood. I hope she does, because I think it's good. I really, but the acting was great. The music wasn't there. You know how music is. It gives you that anticipation of what's going on. It was mild. It was really low. It did not have a character in this movie. I don't know if he was intended by that, but it just didn't have that. Maybe it was the soundtrack, or it just didn't feel like a M. Night Shyamalan movie. And that's fine. I'm spoiled with his particular storytelling. Maybe he's going a different direction on how he tells stories, and that is perfectly fine. Am I still a fan of his style? Absolutely. I decided to watch this in theaters because he deserves it. Because I trust him. I trust that he'd do his best to make a good story. Like I said before, it might be a hit, it might be a miss, but I still will support him and go to movies where he intended us to watch it. Now, if you would you want me to recommend it for you? Again, if you are an M. Night Shyamalan fan, yes. I'm curious what you all would think. This is like I said in my reaction. I think I would not own it on Blu-ray or DVD. I probably won't watch it again. I might watch it 2 years from now, maybe, if I forget about it. But really, right now, the rewatchable rate is pretty low. I probably won't watch it ever again, unfortunately. But at least I know I watched it. I got the story. I got the understanding. And that's about it. But what do you all think? Have you watched it? What did you think? Did you like it? Do you think it was a dud? Is there anything that I'm missing? Is there something that you could help me see their perspective on that movie if you truly liked it a lot? But just please comment below and let me know what you think. Other than that, thank you for listening to my reaction and my review of Trap by M. Night Shyamalan, and I hope y'all have a fantastic day and try your best to stay out of trouble. I know how y'all are. See you later.